So let's talk about Faye Diamond, who is a Nightmist. Faye Diamond inherited an investigation company, Diamond Investigations, when her grandfather went missing. She proceeded to go investigate his disappearance and found a coven of witches whose spells misfired during her interference with them and transformed her into a partially incorporeal being that eventually resulted in her taking on the name Nightmist, fighting Gloomweaver, her nemesis, and then becoming a member of Darkwatch, a very important member, and eventually someone that saves the entire multiverse from Oblivion. So Nightmist is a very important character in the story and is a pretty cool character in the game. She got some major buffs in this, so let's talk about it a little bit. First off, the Nightmist character card. Her new power is discard one card, either draw two cards or play a spell card. So that's just a really good way to both control her deck. Forcing discard of cards allows her to control what magical value is on the top of her deck, and then drawing cards and playing spell cards. So here it says magical value on your cards equals the magical symbol on the top card of your trash. So this power allows you to discard a card and then play a spell card that will then use that discarded card's magical effect, but that does lose you two cards, which is rather expensive. Some alternates here. We've got the first appearance from the Freedom 5, where she helped them fight Gloomweaver for the first time. Discard the top card of your deck. Nightmist deals one target the magical symbol's infernal damage. Pretty good. Mentor Nightmist. This one has select one hero character. Until your start phase, each time that target deals damage, make it +1 or -3. This is super powerful and really good for controlling allies that might indirectly hit allies. You can reduce the damage that they deal to allies by -3 while increasing the damage they do to enemies by +1. This one's super strong. And then of course there's Darkwatch Nightmist, that she is a member of Darkwatch, and this one gets the power: reveal the bottom card of your deck, play it, draw it, or discard it. So those are pretty sweet. Because of all of the self-damage that she can deal throughout her spells and her low hit points, she might flip in some of your fights. So let's check out her incapacitated abilities. So the basic one is Scream into the Void. One hero takes their power phase, destroy one ongoing card, or discard the top card of one deck. If the discarded card is a target, one target deals itself infernal damage equal to the HP of the discarded card. That can be super powerful for taking out enemies that have a lot of allies like Voss, Omnitron, or Gloomweaver. So that can be a really great way to get rid of targets from the deck, as well as deal huge chunks of damage. So that's very fitting, as she is Gloomweaver's nemesis. The Darkwatch version has Familial Failure. One hero takes their power phase. Up to 3 hero targets regain 1 HP each, or switch the bottom and top card of one deck. Again, an interesting one. That last one's kind of weird, but I guess if you can bury a card, then you can control putting it back on top. A little bit of healing, or taking their power phase. Again, pretty decent incapacitated. Here is the Mentor one with the Mists. So that is her becoming the Mist at the end of the storyline. One hero takes their play phase. One hero recovers one or discovers one relic card that's like specifically to target Fnatic, who has relic card. That's an interesting specific to her. Each hero draws one card. One hero discards 2 cards. I guess she has relics as well, but yes. Not a lot of heroes use relics. So that's an interesting, a little bit of a different one, a little bit of a weird one there. And then the first appearance one has one hero takes their play phase, shuffle one trash into its deck, or one target regains 1 HP. Then if that target is at its maximum HP, that target deals one target 1 infernal damage. Alright, from Tome of the Bizarre, her being sacrificed in the clutches of the goat. Alright. Pretty cool cards, pretty cool playthrough, nice designs and style, and I really like the changes there just in the character cards for Nightmist. But the deck is more important here, and the deck is quite good. So when we are looking at the changes to her deck, first off, they made the magic thing a little more obvious. The Amulet of the Elder Gods, +1 to the magical effect on top of her deck, where it used to be all damage dealt is increased by 1. So this changes things up quite a bit. Whenever Nightmist would be dealt damage, you may bury one card from your hand. If you do, you may redirect that damage. Really strong, really cool, good changes. There's several relics throughout this deck, and so each of the relics are going to kind of change up regular play. Let's try and find a couple. Here's one, Vial of Exomnia. When this card is destroyed, play the top card of your deck. Power, you may draw a card, or you draw a magical symbol worth of cards. Nightmist may regain that magical symbol HP, whatever's on the top of your discard pile. So if it was this one, that would be, 4. If you do both, destroy this card, and then you get to play the top card of your deck. Pretty cool relic there. There's a couple of that one, and then there should be a book in here that can do some booky things. There it is, Tome of Elder Magic. Nightmist deals herself 1 infernal damage. Either collect or play 1 spell card. You may draw 1 additional card during your draw phase. Really strong. So pretty cool stuff. So spell-wise, she still has Oblivion, which was kind of like her best AoE move. Discard the top card of your deck. Nightmist deals each non-hero target the symbol infernal damage. You may discard the top card of your deck again. If you do, Nightmist deals each target, not just enemy, non-hero, but all, that infernal damage. Oblivion used to force both. Now it can be a little bit more controlled. You can just take that first blast, or if you really need the extra damage, you can take the second. They've done that a lot with Definitive Edition, changing it up so that the dealing your friends damage is more optional on cards rather than forced, making those cards a little bit more playable in certain scenarios. She's still got Mist Form, going invincible. Lots of good spells. Destroy ongoings, discard the top card of your deck, destroy a target with that or fewer HP. Pretty cool. Lots of really good effects. I think she really comes together a lot better than she ever did. This was another really cool one. As I lose my trade talk. Master of Magic. After you discard the top card of your deck, you may immediately discard 1 card from your hand. So if you're playing a spell and it says discard the top card of your deck, and then the card that you discarded has a number that you don't want, like it's a 1 but you want to deal damage, or maybe it's a 4 but you were trying to not take too much damage, you can then discard a card from your hand that's a 1 or a 4 or whatever and change the result of that. So this one's really cool to be able to control her stuff a little bit more and really feels fitting as it comes into play. So the character just feels, plays, and interacts with other characters so much better in this design. I love what they did with it. She's got some awesome artwork across all the different cards, from her original appearances kind of deal to some newer stuff. This is just such an awesome character, such an awesome deck. The guys did an amazing job with Nightmist, and I think if you slightly enjoyed her in the past, you're gonna love her, and if you hated her, you're probably gonna like her now in Definitive Edition. So that's Nightmist.